Hey everyone, so today's video is my finale for the Monochromatic project pan. I'll have all the info for this project and the original creator down below in the description box, so make sure to go check that out if you want more information on this. But since this is the finale, I assume most of you have been following along with this project. So let's just go ahead and get straight into the update. I'm really excited for this finale. I feel like I made some great progress on these products within the past month or so. And a lot of this project is just usage based because these products are in here for 3 months at a time. Basically, we had a new color every quarter of the year. So right now the color is white. So most of these, because I was only working on them for 3 months, I just set usage goals because I knew I wasn't really going to be able to hit pan on them. So the first product we have here is my RMS Beauty Living Luminizer Glow Quad. And I actually recently rolled this into another project, so that is why it looks very used, and you can tell I'm trying to hit pan on this shade right here. So I definitely did get a lot of use out of this through this project, and I'm really happy that I hit my usage goal of 30 uses with this one. This one wasn't too difficult to use because I just really love this quad, and you do have a bunch of different options in here. These are also cream products, so it's basically 3 cream highlighters and then this bronzer right here. So I do really love this quad, and I do like using every single shade in here, so it wasn't too difficult to get 30 uses out of this. Next up, we had my Ofra bronzer. This is their collaboration with Samantha March, so it is in the shade River, and this is the really pretty split pan product, so it can be either a little bit more glowy or a little bit more matte, depending on how you decide to use it, but usually I just mix them together to get a nice set and finish. And this is a little bit warmer than some of the other bronzers that I have in my collection, but I don't feel like it's too warm for my skin tone, so I do really love this bronzer. And even though I did hit my usage goal of 24 uses, I feel like it still looks brand new. Like, it looks like it hasn't really even been used, which obviously, especially now, it has, but I don't know why it just doesn't look used at all. I don't go in with a very heavy hand, which I guess that's probably why. But I do really love this bronzer. I feel like it will last me forever because, like I said, the pattern in it isn't even really disturbed yet. And I'm really glad I was able to hit my 24 use goal with this. I feel like I could have set a little bit higher of a goal, like maybe 30 uses like I did with the other products in this project. But I think I only set a 24 use goal because I am currently working on finishing up a cream bronzer. But I do like to apply powders over cream, so I actually use this a lot more than I initially thought I was going to. Next up, we have a product I didn't quite hit my goal on. This is from Flower Beauty. It's their blush balm in the shade Cinnamon. And I do really love this blush and the shade of this blush especially. I feel like it gives me a very bronzy, blushy look to my cheeks. So if I'm not really feeling like applying bronzer, I will just apply this almost as like a blush bronzer hybrid type of product. And I do really love the way this looks on my cheeks. I just feel like I don't reach for this very often because it is liquid, and I do like to use it with my fingers, although I like to use a lot of cream products with my fingers. I don't know why, I just tend not to reach for this. I feel like I'm just more likely to reach into a cream blush that it is in a pan form. So I got 23 uses out of this. My goal was to get 30 uses, so I didn't quite reach my goal, but I am still really happy with the progress that I made on this one. Another one I didn't hit my goal on is this Kaja trio. I really love these Kaja shimmer trios. This one is in the shade Rosewater. This is just 3 shades, basically a light, medium, and deep shade. And I did really love using this. I had this as sort of a lid topper on my eyes today. I mostly just stick to the top 2 shades that are a little bit lighter. I tend not to reach for this really deep shade on the bottom, but I do still really enjoy this, and my favorite shade is the top shade just because it's a really pretty lid topper. So I use this a lot of the time as a lid topper. This is probably where I got most of my uses from, but I did use this 25 times and my goal was 30 uses, so I didn't quite reach that goal, but I'm still really happy with the use that I got out of this, and I do really love these trios. Next up, we have my Cover FX face palette. I did hit my goal on this. Again, this was a 30 use goal, and I used varying shades in this. I really don't like this like face powder. It's supposed to be like a finishing powder, so it does have sort of glitter and shimmers running through it, which is why I don't like it, because those glitters show up all over your face. So this is the only shade in this palette that I don't like and don't want to really use ever. So all these other shades I did get use out of. You can see there's 3 highlighters across the top, and then we have a contour shade and a blush shade. I do really like this as a contour shade. It's a little bit more cooler than like the other sort of bronzers I have in my collection. So this is probably like one of the coolest powders or like bronzer contour type of products that I have in my collection. So I did find that this came in handy when I wanted a little bit more of like a contour rather than just a bronzer. I also really like this blush shade. It's a little bit on the bright side, but I do enjoy a good bright blush, so I did dip into this one quite a bit as well. And these 2 highlighters on the ends here I find can be a little bit too dark. They do cause a little bit of a shadow on my cheeks when I apply them, but I find that mixing it with this lighter brightening shade in the middle helps to sort of fix that. So if I do use these highlighters on the cheek, I will just mix them with this brighter highlight, and that helps with the shadow that these normally cast if I use them alone. So I did really enjoy most of the shades and products in this palette. It's really just this finishing powder that I don't like, which I thought of sort of just like taking this finishing powder out and repressing something else into here, just so that I can really use all of these products. Like this would be a perfect travel palette because you have pretty much all of the face products you need with you. So I don't know if I'll actually end up doing that. Probably not, because I don't really travel very often, but I did really enjoy using this. Like I said, I did hit my 30 use goal with this one. And actually this palette came in a BoxyCharm, so normally BoxyCharm products can be a little bit questionable, but this is one that I have really ended up loving. And then we have the last product in this project. This is from the Lip Bar. It's their Quick Conceal Caffeine Concealer. Mine is in the shade Ivory, so it is their lightest shade. And I kind of have talked like not the best about this product because it hasn't been my favorite, but I did recently just get this. So when I rolled it into this project, it was pretty much brand new and I hadn't used it. So I basically rolled it into here just to get my like full-on opinion. So my goal was to hit 20 uses. I did end up hitting that usage goal, and at the beginning of like the 20 uses, like when I got to like the 10 use mark, I wasn't super enjoying this, but I do like it a lot better now. It has grown on me. So first of all, this shade is slightly too light for me. I think part of the reason I didn't like it as much is because 3 months ago, like right after sort of summer, I was a lot more, not a lot, but I was slightly darker in skin tone just from getting tan. And I think over the past few months, when it has been getting colder outside, I haven't been spending as much time outside. I think I've started to get a little bit more pale. So I think this matches me a little bit better now. So this is almost like a better winter shade for me. So I do like it a bit better now. I like the formula of it. It doesn't stick to my dry patches too badly. There are definitely other concealers in my collection that I prefer over this, but it's definitely not a bad concealer whatsoever. I have been really enjoying it, and the way I've sort of changed my concealer application is instead of just directly applying this doe foot to my face, I will take a brush and you get like the product onto the brush and then apply it from the brush onto my face. And I find that way I don't end up with applying too much product. If I use a brush to apply it, I feel like I end up applying just the right amount of product, so I'm not really caking it on as much. And I have really enjoyed that way of application, specifically with this concealer, but also all my concealers. So I think I have found a way I really like to use this. And again, this is more my winter shade, so I think I do just enjoy it a little bit more now, because although it is a little bit brightening, it's not as stark on my skin as when I am like more tan in the summertime. So I do still really, really enjoy this. I feel like I talked kind of badly about it without having like fully tried it out, but this is, again, still not my favorite concealer, but I can make it work and I do enjoy it still. I'm also glad through this project I was able to sort of get my full-on opinion on it and just realize it is kind of my winter shade, not really a summer shade, which I started using this in the summer, which is maybe why I didn't like it as much. But I do enjoy the formula. It's just not my favorite, but I'm glad I was able to hit my 20 use goal with this one and Concealers I do tend to go through pretty quickly, so I feel like eventually this will be out of my collection. I probably wouldn't repurchase it, but I'm going into way too much detail on this product. So this project was really fun. I liked rolling in new products and sort of being able to refresh every 3 months, and that way it kept it new and exciting. So I will be doing a couple seasonal project pans in 2022 as well, so stay tuned to see all of my project pan intros because I'm really excited for those. I'm doing, I feel like, a lot more project pans than I normally do in 2022, but I feel like it might start to get a little bit overwhelming, but I'm also working on just curating project pans to my own personal taste and the way I like to do projects. So make sure to stay tuned if you want to see more from me. And if you did enjoy this, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I do post new videos 3 times a week, so if you want to see more from me, like I said, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon to get a notification every time I post. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.